So I finally got around to finishing the log turner with the winch motor, actually the winch itself, powering the system. This is a continuation of part one. And it is mounted now. And there it is. Retrofit on this old style flat log turner from Timberking. So this is the back support plate where the two shafts go through. That's the one that's up against the bunk, and this is going to be the support coming from the bunk. So I started putting a chain on here. I've been having trouble trying to get one to fit tight on the main drive chain off the main shaft there. So as you see, I got it slacked in right now. What I'm going to do is here where this bolt is, I'm going to install an idler sprocket to take that slack out, and just to give it something to bolt to. I just took a piece of plate, drilled it, tapped it, and I'll tack this to the back of this plate here. All right, so I got this chain pulled on around here, and I will have to use the chain tightener a little bit. It's going to have to pull forward probably about 5/8 of an inch or so, but that's not bad. So we're looking essentially connecting leaks. You got 1, 2, 3 that need to come out of there. So I'll take one out on each one on 3 different sections. So I marked the ones in white that need to be taken off. I'm just going to take these 2 off first, and I'll put that link back in here and see how it fits, and then take a look. But I do believe this other link back here needs to come out too. So that'll be 3 sections that'll be shortened 1 length. That doesn't always work. Just pressing one side out like that. So as you can see, it raises and lowers fine. It took me a little while to get all the adjustments made on this so that these shafts were parallel to each other, and there wasn't not any binding in the sprockets and the chains. Reason being is the original bracket that came off of this beam right here is kicked out of square, which made all this out of square, and so it caused me alignment issues. So I had to work through all that. But I've got it now where no matter where it is, you can just sit here and pull on. You can just move that easily. So everything's functioning the way it should right now. I'm going to have to, yeah, that should work. I'm going to have to move this sprocket here and align it with this, get this drilled and set where it needs to be, and of course put the chain on it. And I got the bracket to put on the back. I've got the one already welded to the back plate. I just got to weld one to the bunk here, which is, yeah, there it is, right there. So, well, I'm fixing to start working on. Alright, I figured I'd go over what I just did. I was having quite a bit of flex in this 1/4 inch plate here. It probably would have been a good idea just to build a whole new plate. Originally, that's what I was going to do, and build it out of heavier material than this 1/4 inch. But I could sit here and flex this plate a lot, and now it doesn't hardly move. You got a little bit of horizontal movement through this very back part right here where it bolts up, and that's just due to the leverage from the distance. But as far as any twisting action or anything, yeah, it's not moving. So just put a horizontal and a vertical gusset in there, and I believe that's going to cure any issues that I'm going to have with it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the winch on, do an alignment of the sprockets. I need to drill the sprocket into the spool of the winch and pin it, and put the chain on. Then I just have to do the electrical. Okay, so on the sprocket set screw hole, I'm going to drill a hole in there for the extended point on that set screw. I try to get this as close as I can to the center because this drill bit's barely big enough, so if I miss it a little bit, I might end up having to go get another drill bit that's a little bit bigger, which is probably going to be the case. Alright, I took a 5/16 bottoming tap and cleaned the threads out. Let's see if I can hit that hole with this. If not, I'm going to have to drill a bigger hole. And it's going in. There we go. We'll just tighten this one up. I'm not going to drill the second one. There's really no need in it. There we go, it's tightened up. There we go. That's going to work. Alright, so I'm finally back to working on this. I had to take some time off due to illness. And also making some rather foolish mistakes. I don't know why I put a log on here and tried to use this without putting an outside support, which you see sitting there right now. It's going to have to be welded to that plate, because when I did that, I bent the main drive shaft. So I had to replace that 3/4 inch drive shaft, get everything back into alignment. I had to build this outside support plate and now weld into place. So that's where we're going to go. Okay, so there it is with the winch, and it's got a support on the outside of that drive shaft now. Needless to say, all this could be a little cleaner. That plate that comes out from the side there needs to be all one piece and needs to be thicker, so you don't have to have all them gussets and everything. I've actually got a piece of 1/2 inch plate inside for that. So if I end up having to make any other changes, then I'll just change that whole piece out. And also fix this bracket over here that's coming off the rail that's crooked, because that tends to throw everything out. Alrighty, next thing to do is load a log. Alright, for the first log here, we're looking at a 14-foot 6-inch yellow pine log. It's 17 inches on the large butt end that's facing us right now. It's 11 inches on the other end. So you're looking at about, what, 940 pounds, somewhere right there, maybe 930. Not a real big heavy log, but we'll see how the turner handles this one. So this is going to be a post, a 7x7 post for the sawmill shed. So when the saw has been sitting here for a little while, I've got to charge up the felts, the lubrication felts, which are right here, the wiper felt, and the other one back on this side. I just use a pressurized canister right here. I got kerosene in it. I just spray the felt down a little bit so it gets charged up. That way it's not dry from the start, because I'm only going to have a slow drip going on the lubrication. Alright, it's going to take me a little while to get used to all these buttons. I keep pushing the wrong ones. So, but all that being said, as far as the log turner is concerned, I do believe that that motor, that winch, is probably a little bit on the low power side. I have a feeling that I'm going to end up making that other bracket and a 2-speed gearbox and putting that big Armstrong motor on there before it's over with. While it works, I don't know if it's really going to work well on any bigger logs, so I most likely will change that. And I'll show you what else it probably end up getting changed. So you see where I made the cut and made that bar offset. Needless to say, it would have been better to have just a straight bar and then have the plates come up on the side to provide the offset, which would mean that I would have had to remake the whole piece, and I would have to put the back gear or sprocket up above, raised up above the sprocket on the end. And that's a better design. That's the way Timberking has it. But I mean, this works. It does create a little bit of friction. To counteract what I did, I really should have put the angle about 4 inches further back, or maybe even 5 inches, to where it was more toward the center of the bunk. So if you'll look where the angle starts on that log turner, you'll see over there just to the right of the log on top of that bunk is a black line. That's actually the center of the bunk. Now, if it's a couple inches past that or so, that would be fine, but you can see that it really would have been better for me to have moved that angle a little further back, and I didn't. I thought that when I did this, I figured that'd be a little too much, but to be honest with you, I think I should have. I probably will not change that at this point. I'll probably just put a bigger motor and a gearbox on here, but right now I'm going to leave it as it is. So this is done for right now, because I need to get some of these posts and beams cut and some more joists so I can get this shed built. Thank you for watching. All right, so just in addition, I stopped the video probably a little too soon. I started making the turns on this cant or partial cant. Once you got two sides cut, you can actually turn it a lot better with the log dog. You can get up underneath there, pull the cant out, then get off just on this far outside edge with your log dog plate and lift that up and turn it over into your log stops. And of course your log stops will be raised up like this, but and so if it only turns over partially, you just come down on your log stop and it'll go ahead and pull this down with it, and it'll land right where it's supposed to. So really a much easier way to do it than with the log turner once you get a couple flat sides on there. And of course if you got all 4 flat sides, yeah, turn it with the log dog. Then you're not tearing up your cant or any of your lumber. Alrighty, thank you. I hope this helps you. Maybe tell you what not to do or what you could do.